Don Carpenter on News Talk 1270 KIML.
News Talk 1270 KIML. Don Carpenter Show. Welcome back to the program. It's 8:08, and I'm really excited about this. And tonight and tomorrow night over at Camplex during the fair, starting at 6:30, the Energy Town Pro Rodeo is here, and Barney and Dave are back again. We had these guys in last year to talk about the rodeo, and also joining us, we have Keith Isley, the rodeo clown.
Yes, this is my very first time of being to Gillette here, and so far I really enjoy it. And we get started off tonight 6:30 with the mutton busting. The rodeo itself starts at 7 o'clock. Tickets are $10 for adults. You cannot go anywhere and do anything for less than $10.
Well, that's the price of a movie, and trust me, there's no movie out right now that's better than going to this show.
Not at all. You're going to have humans against livestock, and you never know what's going to take place. Tonight is tough enough to wear pink, so wear some pink if you do come to the rodeo and support of breast cancer awareness. These contestants are coming from all over the country. There's guys entered here from Florida, North Carolina, California. Sankey Rodeo Company, this is the very first time that they've been here at Gillette putting this rodeo on. This morning they got the slack going, and for some of you people that don't know what slack is, it's just an overflow of contestants. It's free to the public if you would like to go out and watch some of the guys compete this morning. Tomorrow morning they will have the steer roping, but then again the rodeo's at 6:30 tonight and tomorrow night. It's going to be outstanding.
Well, so there's a little that's kind of a warm up for the big show. Then you can kind of go out and get that and get an idea of what's going to happen, and then of course the rodeo itself tonight is just going to be just stellar.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, there could be. Say the winner in the calf roping could take place this morning, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Anytime you're in rodeo and you nod your head, it could be the highlight of your career or the end of it. It's just a very exciting sport, I say. My job throughout the rodeo is the entertainment part. I'm the clown, the barrel man. I've got trick horses. Also this year, Jason Goodman was going to be here with a 6-horse Percheron hitch. He will stand up on 2 of these horses while he drives all 6 of them. Now, to me, that's pretty impressive. These animals are just ungodly huge. And I guess he's been here for a few years, and it's very impressive to see him come in the arena.
Well, you say that's impressive. I say that's insane. I mean, that is just that's. I can't even imagine the amount of skill that goes into something like that, as well as the training of the horses as well. I mean, they're a huge part of it. I can't even imagine the amount of skill that goes into that.
Well, Jason and I both are in the entertainment business, and we feel like that when you buy a ticket to come to this event, you want to be entertained, whether it's me, whether it's Jason, whether it's contestants or whatever. This year with a new, it's given a whole new turnaround on this rodeo. We're going to add some color, some excitement. Not saying there hasn't been excitement before, but Sankey Rodeo Company puts on a really good rodeo, fast pace. Some of the livestock that you see here, the bulls and the horses that you've seen at the National Finals Rodeo on TV. Some of the bulls have been to some of the PBRs, and the bull riders are going to have their hands full when they nod their head.
Oh well, yeah, and again, that's something. Now, I mean, I've watched it on TV, and I've seen some rodeo events over the years. I mean, those guys that do that, it's just an amazing level of athletic ability. I mean, you don't really think about it, but. I mean, that is just those 8 seconds there. I mean, well, it's incredibly dangerous, and it's just an amazing physical feat to do that.
Well, sure. When I first started rodeo, and I live in North Carolina, there's lots of rodeos back that way. But when I first started, I rode bulls and bucking horses for 2 years, and then I got into the bullfighting part, and then slowly into the entertainment part. I'm 56. You don't see too many bullfighters that's 56 years old, not at all. So I'm doing the entertainment part. If I would have kept riding bulls and bucking horses, I would have been homeless a long time ago because I didn't win enough to even buy a ticket to a rodeo. But now I know exactly what I'm going to make before I leave home. So I was in Deadwood last week, leave here and go to Lovington, New Mexico. So I do a lot of traveling. I got 3 horses that I carry with me. All 3 horses will do some type of tricks at some point. The one that I'm going to work tonight, he will lay down, set up, fetch like a dog. So I think, well, I hope you'll be impressed with what he does. I mean, it's taken a long time for me to get to this point.
Well, and now the term rodeo clown is still that's the official term, right?
Yes, it is. My mother and father are not very impressed with it because I'm the only one in the family that wears makeup and works on the weekends.
Well,
so hey, you got to do something for a living.
Well, and now, I mean, you joke about it, but I mean, what you do is an important part of the show. I mean, there's more to it than just the entertainment aspect, right?
Well, it is. It is. I still occasionally get the flashback of being 20 years old, and I know I'm going to get caught one of these days by one of these bulls, but I think that I can still get around some of them. If I get me an old bull that's slow and don't have real big horns, I'll take a chance there. But there's 2 guys that's hired just strictly for the protection of the bull rider.
Oh, okay.
Some of these bullfighters couldn't tell a joke if it was wrote on paper, but they protect that bull rider, and they do an outstanding job of it. And rodeo, like I said, you just never know what's going to happen. These guys come in here, they roll into town, they pay an entry fee to get on to compete. There's going to be a lot more losers than there are winners. So I don't know how some of them make it, but each time they nod their head, that's they're going to be able to either make money or not if they're fast enough in the timed event or score high enough in the rough stock.
Well, so what all kind of events are we going to be seeing tonight and tomorrow night over at Camplex?
Well, they got the bareback riding, the saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, calf roping, team roping, which is a real big popular event. Barrel racing, to me, is probably the one most exciting to the crowd. I mean, they really get into that. And, of course, the most dangerous event's bull riding. I've been in this business for about 43 years now. I've seen a lot of things take place. Most of them I can't even talk about on the radio. But I did see one guy get killed once.
Oof,
and, people ask me about my injuries, and I've had a lot of them. But when you see someone get killed, there's nothing, obviously, no worse than that. A friend of mine now, in 95, he won the world in the bull riding, and he's now paralyzed. So, you just never know one day to the next what's going to happen in this sport.
Well, it is a terribly dangerous sport. I mean, I guess that's part of the appeal, though. I mean, people do like to kind of go and watch that, and it's kind of an adrenaline rush. And yeah. I imagine for the guys that do it, it kind of gets in your blood, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's nothing more exciting than when you come out on a bull and you make a 90-point ride and that crowd goes crazy. That's a rush right there. And if this stuff wasn't dangerous, then it would not be appealing to the audience. And where I live it's NASCAR country, and people love them races. And if you go to a race and nobody crashes, then it's not as exciting. They don't want to see anybody get hurt, but if something happens, they don't want to miss it.
Well, you don't like watching the super speedway races where everybody just drafts for 4 hours? Not really your kind of thing. Yeah. I'm not a huge racing fan, but I know those aren't quite as popular as maybe Bristol or someplace like that.
Yeah, if those guys come out, let me tell you a little scenario here. If a bull comes out and throws the cowboy off, and runs over that cowboy, hooks him, throws him up in the air. The people gasp for air. Oh, my God, is he okay? Is he okay? If that same bull comes out and hits the clown, that is funny there. But trust me, I can squeal and scream just as loud as that bull rider can. But they don't look at that clown as being a human being. They look at it as being just a figure,
Well, there you go. That's our public service announcement of the day. The clown is a human being.
Exactly.
And you probably shouldn't laugh if he's getting gored.
Exactly. That's not a very polite thing to do.
Unless you do it in a funny way. I mean, if you maybe could make a bit out of it, you might be able to do that. But so what kind of things do you? I mean, obviously you don't want to give away everything, but just kind of a little preview. I mean, what kind of comedy stuff do you do in your act?
Well, I like to get up in the crowd and do things with the crowd as much as I can. Make the rodeo fans a part of the rodeo. They have got a beer tent there tonight, and it's my understanding. I've done studies all across the country that the more beer you drink, the funnier I get. I don't understand it, but it happens.
Same thing here, right? Except I make more sense if you've been drinking.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I travel all over the country, and just a few weeks ago I was in Colorado. And I did learn that secondhand smoke is not that bad. So just out there.
Wait for it.
Well,
Wait for it.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you'll get any of that, but there'll be plenty of beer drinking. I can guarantee that part.
Yes. Barney Sheridan here is the announcer, and this is the first time he and I have got to work together, so we're looking forward to that. I've worked with Sankey Rodeo Company quite a few different times. Their horses and bulls are top of the line. Lots of stock contractors have some livestock that people don't like to come and get on because for some reason they don't buck enough to win any money, or they are just too hard to ride. Sankey Rodeo Company has got some of the livestock that, I mean, they've been in the business forever, and the guys really enjoy coming, getting on their bulls and their horses, and I think you'll be impressed with some of the quality of contestants that we have here this weekend. Joe Beaver, for some of you die-hard rodeo fans, he'll be here in the team roping. Jeff Willard be in the bronc riding, so there's some household names, so to speak, in the rodeo business that's going to be in Gillette this weekend.
Well, and of course, I mean, some of especially the bulls. I mean, I know some of those bulls are even more famous than the riders at this point.
Yes.
So I mean, they're almost stars in themselves.
They are. I mean, the popularity of the PBR on TV, televised rodeos. The general public nowadays have gotten way more educated on rodeo. So you've got to have quality bulls and horses to show these people. And these bulls that come out, back when I was fighting bulls, you got to know these bulls. If you work for the same person for over and over, you get to know the livestock. That's a good and that's bad. When a bull comes out, he may never have chased anybody, but all of a sudden this particular day he's had a different outlook on life. And you just, the thing is to be on your toes at all times. And the bulls with big horns, I mean, they obviously get your attention, but I do believe the most dangerous part is their feet. When a bull throws you off, if they step on you, something's going to give. And normally it's
not the bull.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely not the bull. Right. Well, I mean, they got 1,000 pounds on the rider, so it's one of those deals. If but again, that just goes back to that's what makes the sport so appealing.
Well, sure, and each time when you come to the rodeo, each time you see a contestant come out of the roping end of the arena or the buck and shoot, that contestant has probably, the entry fees is probably over $200 here, depending on what event you're in. So that contestant has paid that plus all the expenses to get to this event, and if they get thrown off, then hey, thanks for coming to Gillette.
It's a lot of money for 8 seconds.
It is.
8 seconds if you're good.
Yeah, maybe 8. You hopefully it's 8 seconds.
Well, in my case, I probably wouldn't even be able to climb into the chute. So but I mean, it really it's a growing sport too. I mean, just a personal anecdote. I mean, my daughter lives right outside of Philadelphia, and is a huge rodeo fan. And I mean, they only have maybe one little rodeo a year out there, sure. But I mean, it's a growing sport, and of course, this is ground zero for rodeo. I mean, I'm sure that the fans there tonight they'll be they'll be right on top of what's going on. They know their rodeo around here.
Oh, sure.
I know that for sure.
Just the other night, I got into town on Monday, and they had some kid events out there the last couple of nights, and I rode my horse over there just to watch them. And there are some talented kids in this area here. Some talented kids on some dynamite horses. I mean, I don't know where they got their horses. Mom and Dad might have got them, but the kids are really mounted well around here. And I mean, little bitty kids can just ride some big horses, and and it's really nice to see keeping the Western heritage, the rodeo heritage, alive here in Gillette. And when you do come to the rodeo, don't be surprised if you may be a part of it. And when you walk through that gate, you better be planning on having a good time.
Well, and that's the bottom line. Again, the Energy Town Pro Rodeo. It's tonight and tomorrow over at Morningside Park. It's part of the Campbell County Fair. It's only $10 to get in. Things kick off at 6:30, and the rodeo itself starts at 7. But you can show up a little bit early, and the weather is looking like it's going to be perfect for you guys too.
Sure. The mutton busting starts at 6:30, so you cannot whip your child anymore, but you can bring them to the rodeo and strap them on a sheep. So that's the good thing about rodeo. Yeah. And you never know. I've seen this mutton busting is very important to these kids. I've seen some younger adults talk about the days that they came to a rodeo and they used to be in the mutton busting. So these little things that this committee does has an everlasting effect on kids later on in life, and I know they really enjoy these moments.
Oh yeah, well, and it's just a great event for the entire family. And Barney, Dave, I mean, you want to give any closing thoughts? I don't know.
It's just one of those things that you're gonna want to come and see this, because I've been here I believe this is my 7th year that I've been here, and we've had some great entertainment that have come through here. We've had some great cowboys, we've had some great cowgirls that have been here. This year, I really think it's something everybody's going to want to come see. Jason Goodman is here, who, for those of you, Jason lives just down the road, is his hometown. When he comes out with those black Percheron horses standing on the back, it just makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. It is an amazing thing to see. Keith, he's, as you can tell, this sounds very personable. I believe, help me out, Keith has won the PRCA Clown of the Year, which means he's the best there is, 5 times. And he's won the Specialty Act of the Year 11 times. And so Keith is one of the most decorated people in the entire world of professional rodeo. And so we're thrilled to have him here. The Sankey family, it goes without saying. I don't know if there's ever been another organization that's taken more animals to the Wrangler National Finals than the Sankey family has. So it's going to be... we always talk about the great thing about pro rodeo is that if you want to go watch Major League Baseball, you got to travel to Denver or Minneapolis. If you want to watch football, it's the same story, everything else. This literally, what we say, the best in the world of professional rodeo is right here in your backyard tonight and tomorrow night.
Well, and of course, the guys over at Camplex, they just do a great job of hosting these events. And again, it's the Energy Town Pro Rodeo tonight and tomorrow night. Get out there and check it out. I mean, it's the best in rodeo, and it really is just a great event for the entire family. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and hopefully hopefully Keith will see you again next year.
Well, I hope so.
And of course, Barney and Dave, we will see you next year.
I'm sure.
So thanks for stopping by. And with that, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. News Talk 1270 KIML.
Basin Radio News, Fox News, Cowboy State News.
more news than you can shake a stick at.
Don Carpenter on News Talk 1270 KIML. 70 KIML. 70 KIML.